late and I've got no more 10p's to put in the meter, so I'm going to have to leave you there. Right then.
Bullet case.
What do you want?
Detective Chief Inspector Meadows. I'm arresting you for GBH.
GB what? I was never there.
Yeah.
You might have a look yourselves or something.
Okay, so we're in now at Victoria Station. Wendy's already here. We've had a call, so you know, I was going to get some flowers anyway, but there's even more justification for the flowers now. I'm a bit late. No, well, he won't need much. He certainly won't be needing much clobber. Well, I expect the most of the time we'll be curled up in our little double bed.
You stop, that's so neutral, so sympathetic. You stand there and start using abusive language, effing and blinding.
Yeah, it's my language.
What sort of rational debate is that? Start effing and blinding.
Well, I'll say whatever.
Like a common peasant. What's wrong with you?
I'm a working class person, mate. It's the language I speak. I'm sorry if it offends you.
Oh, you're really
Sorry if it
working
offends you.
class.
He could be talking about anything there, couldn't he? Scooby-Doo, they go about doing stuff and revealing stuff. The Bible, Jesus goes around doing stuff and revealing stuff.
You think belonging to the Mickey Mouse Club is like belonging to the Knights Templar, right? Like being directly in Christ's bloodline. So naturally, all the people that are in it have got lots of superpowers and have gone on to achieve great things.
I think everyone was just really talented on the show, so that's the claim to
Well, they're not Jesuses! Not a little gang of child Jesuses with black earlobes.
I'm here because I've had the privilege of being friends with Radhanat Swami for ages now. I met him at Back to Deventer Manor, which some of you are familiar with, is the property that George Harrison donated to Krishna Consciousness out in Watford. I was there rattling around and crazy and eccentric and looking for things to believe in. And I sort of met a few devotees there, and they said, "Oh, Radhanat Swami's going to be here. Radhanat Swami's going to be here." Don't know if any of you have seen Jesus Christ Superstar. In the earlier scenes, there's much hullabaloo and excitement about the onset and the. I believe it's before Jesus' arrival. I don't remember the exact plot of the musical. I seem to remember he was quite central. I met Radhanat Swami and felt instantly of connect. Those of you that don't know him are about to have this experience. When I met him, what I felt was comparable only in my limited secular experience to what one feels when meeting a beautiful woman of the appropriate gender. Oh, for me it is woman, so... But you know, hey, go crazy. 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 Live your lives. Live your lives. Live your lives. But you know, hey, go crazy.
Let's talk a little bit about revolution.
All right.
So you recently contacted me to do a little writing about revolution. It's a subject that's on your mind. What are your thoughts about it? Do we need one?
Yeah.
Outer, political, inner, spiritual?
All of those. The only reality that is relevant is we have this planet. There are this many people on the planet. There are these resources. All these things are just ideas. America, just an idea. England, just an idea. Karate, just an idea.
Reptilian overlord aliens.
Definite real thing.
Reptilian overlord aliens.
Definite real thing. On some level, they are just a sort of a frequency, a vibration, like us, and I try not to worry too much about the reptilian overlords, because in case they're watching, I'd basically just like to do massage for the Illuminati. Just keep the Illuminati upper echelons relaxed when they're having those conferences with their hoods up. We think reality is what we can apportion through the limited instruments of the senses, but reality is, of course, far beyond that. Spiritual data, we don't have the correct instruments to receive it, and we live primarily in the realm of the senses. We live in the unevolved. We live in the unevolved. We live in the unevolved.
I feel like I finally got you talking again.
What is the relevance of the resurrection of Christ, some guy 2,000 years ago, if we are not constantly resurrected into the moment anew? I think what Christianity is referring to with this resurrection myth is that the dead human ape has fulfilled its potential. The dead human ape has not evolved for the last 10,000 years. These are the achievements of the dead human ape. Now we must transform, become enlightened, so that we can access the next realm of consciousness necessary for evolution. So that we can access the next realm of consciousness necessary for evolution.
Your cat had an incident, so you didn't really follow what was going on with the election.
It's a matter of priorities, Conan.
Okay, I apologize. Did you root for one candidate over another? Did you care really at all?
Was the Queen on the ballot?
No. Do you prefer monarchy to our democracy? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, because she's ever so kind. Look at those girls with different colour hair from everyone else.
Yeah, look at that. They really stand out, those two girls right there. Give them a hand.
They're standing out. They're just sat there like that, and why is no one troubling their fallopian tubes? We could make other us's inside of those.
You're so filled with magic and wonder.
Yeah, I am. Do you mind if I briefly just go and impregnate one or both of those?
No!
So somewhere along the line, you were under the impression that if you were a male man, you would have a lot of sex.
That we're all affected by, whether we know it or not. For as a mailman, sex will be everywhere for me. 0% success rate, and I just resorted to stealing letters.
In this book of the law, Crowley set down the chief principle for what he called the new eon. He wrote, "Do what thou wilt shall be the whole of the law. There is no law beyond do what thou wilt."
Hello, I'm Russell. I'm the editor of The New Statesman now. Look at this issue. Shepard Fairey done that. He's a brilliant artist. We're talking about revolution. We've got contributions from Diablo Cody, that's won an Oscar. That's good. She's writing about aliens. Naomi Klein, she's a journalist or something. And she's writing about climate change and the necessity for a revolution in our thinking around climate change. Noam Chomsky's involved. Amanda Palmer, look, I've got a list here just to let you know that's what goes on behind, yeah? In fact, what's really required is a revolution in consciousness, a revolution in the way we see information, a revolution in truth, and that's what we're talking about. Rupert Everett, Alec Baldwin, David Lynch. I'm going to be going out on a limb to say stuff that causes trouble. I'm going to be going out on a limb to say stuff that causes trouble. Graham Hancock, he's out there, that guy. He's saying that we should access new realms of consciousness through psychedelics, then bring that information back to our society and evolve together.
He, more so than any other human being, was instrumental in the popularization of the New Age movement. Altered states of consciousness, trying to make altered states of consciousness scientific through whether it be hallucinogens and seeing reality different, whether it was drugs, whether it was astrology or the practice of ritual magic, whether it was sex magic, whether it was his ideas of world unity through whether it be hallucinogens and seeing reality different, whether it was drugs.
Graham Hancock, he's out there, that guy. He's saying that we should access new realms of consciousness through psychedelics, then
bring that information back to our society and evolve together.
You don't believe in democracy. You want a revolution, don't you?
The planet is being destroyed. We are creating an underclass.
But I'm not having a go at you because you want a revolution. Many people want a revolution, but I'm asking you what it would be like. What's the scheme? You talk vaguely about revolution. What is it?
I think a socialist egalitarian system based on the massive redistribution of wealth shouldn't destroy the planet. The planet is being destroyed. And so why would anyone vote for it? I think we do need to, there needs to be a centralised administrative system, but built on...
Yes, there needs to be a government.
Well, we might maybe call it something else. Call them like the admin bods. Jeremy, don't ask me to sit here in an interview with you in a bloody hotel room and devise a global utopian system. Global utopian system. I'm merely pointing out that the
You're calling for revolution.
Yeah, absolutely.
Several hundred demonstrators, many wearing Guy Fawkes masks, blocked Parliament Square in London as part of a global protest called the Million Mask March.
Can we go, yeah? Hey, y'all, Bran, put on your mask and let's do this job.
Man, I'm ready to go, mate.
Yeah?
Let's go, yeah. I'm going to be going out on a limb to say stuff that causes trouble.
1776 will commence again if you try to take our firearms.
But the thing is, revolution tends to not be peaceful in the general sense of the word. People will get hurt. Do you want that to be your people? Are you willing to get hurt for this revolution? What are you willing to sacrifice? What are you willing to endure? What are you willing to inflict?
Blavatsky's House of Theosophy would formalize what began as the New Thought movement into a religious system that would dramatically change the Western view of God and his relationship to mankind. Theosophical teachings argued for the essential oneness of all religions and the omnipresence of divine spirit. Theosophy declares that it was formed upon the basis of a universal brotherhood of humanity.
The idea that the evolutionary process itself was morally good. And then as I began investigating these issues of eugenics and euthanasia, I started seeing a lot of connections between evolutionary ethics and Nazism.
This is one of the major streams that contributed to this thought, or how would you put that?
Yes, I would say that. I would say it's a very major aspect of it, but it's not the only one. There were other elements, nationalism, anti-Semitism, other things that fed into the stream. But Darwinism was a very important one. It actually was the one that sort of helped to integrate some of the other components into a sort of coherent worldview.